Jorget Kivano Kujvajo. Start of start of another day. And hmm, oh boy, that is good. But start of another day. It's a little bit after 6 a.m. And last night was interesting. I could get on these videos and just tell you, all types of wonderful stuff. I could get on the videos and just tell you, last night was just wonderful. I found a spot to park right along the lakefront, and I woke up this morning to see beautiful little ducks and geese swimming around, and the fish were jumping and all that kind of stuff. I could tell you that, but then I'd be lying to you. So it was hmm, it was quite the interesting evening for sure. And hmm, that deserves an also. But quite the interesting night for sure. Yesterday, I stayed at the library right up until 5. And I don't know what it is, but that library has got the fastest internet that I've experienced on my trip. Just lightning quick, really, really fast internet. And the library closed at 5, and I had a lot of work to do, so I just pulled the camper right up alongside the library, and I worked until about 7:30 or something like that. And all the while I was sitting there in the camper working, I found myself thinking, do I camp out? Do I try to camp out over here? Because there was a sign that clearly said library parking only, you know. Others will be towed or cited or something like that. And so I found myself thinking, do I risk it? And then another RV pulled up, a rather big, nice RV pulled up and parked in the same parking lot. And I thought, well, if they're going to do it, I'm going to do it. And so as the evening went into the as the evening carried on, I walked down the street to a local supermarket to get a bite to eat. Now that my refrigerator's not working, and I walked down to the local supermarket to get a bite to eat, and I came back only to see that RV pulling out. And then as they were pulling out, I saw somebody walking away from the RV toward the campground, and I thought maybe they got told that they can't stay there. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go down to the Kmart parking lot because everybody knows that you can camp out at Kmart, right? So I go down to the Kmart parking lot, and it's a Kmart parking lot, and the Kmart is in with a bunch of other stores, as it often is. And so I went down to the Kmart parking lot, and I got myself situated, got myself tucked into bed, and it wasn't too much long afterward where I heard just like that. It was just like, and I thought, oh no, knocks in the night. So I jump up and I turn on the outside light of the camper, and I look, and there's Mr. Security Guard. There's Mr. Security Guard. And I look at my thing, it's 10 minutes after 12, and he says, you can't park here. Can't park here overnight. And I tried to pull a fast one on him and say, oh, but the manager told me I could. What a stupid thing to say. The manager told me I could stay. He said, I don't think so. He said, Kmart doesn't own this parking lot. Kmart is just a tenant here or something like that. And because you got to go. And he was nice enough. He wasn't a mean guy or anything. He was kind of a rather young guy, and and he said, you might go across the street to TJ Maxx. I said, TJ Maxx? Are they open now? He said, no, 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 they're not open. But he goes, I don't think that they mind if you camp overnight in their parking lot. So I did, and here I am, TJ Maxx. I don't know what time they open, and I don't know if they have any sales going on, but hmm. But anyway, so here I am, and you know, I got to tell you that when you're traveling, this kind of lifestyle, it's not for everybody. I will be the first to admit that my lifestyle is not necessarily everybody's cup of tea or cup of coffee. And I get that. There are some people that could never do what I do. I think it was Colette yesterday made a comment on my video that she couldn't do what I do. And you know what? I get it. I get it. Some people couldn't handle this lifestyle, this seemingly nomadic lifestyle. But as life has it, I was born with a gypsy soul. I've got a gypsy soul, and as such, I like to travel. And not only do I have a gypsy soul, but I'm a little bit frugal, a little bit frugal. So, for me to take a 5 month trip, and stay in a hotel every night. Let me see if I can do the math here. Okay, 5 times 30 is 150, and let's say that you have 150. Well, if you spent $100 a night on a hotel for something like that, then you're spending $20,000. And you know what? In actuality, I spent more than that on my camper. So maybe I could, maybe I could take a 5 month, maybe I could take a 5 month trip and pay $100 a night, for a hotel room or something like that. You're not going to get a hotel room for $100 a night. You're going to get a flea bag hotel for $100 a night, is what it is. And you're not going to get a camp spot in a beautiful place like Hume Lake in Kings Canyon National Park, or right along the beach in Pacific Grove on the Monterey Peninsula, or in the parking lot of TJ Maxx. Well, you might, but you get the idea. But traveling like this, there's give and takes. There's give and takes with it. You take the bad, and what is it? I don't know how it goes, but anyway, so from sleeping in my camper in a TJ Maxx parking lot last night to tonight sleeping in a 4-star resort with a jacuzzi. That's life on the road. It's life on the road, and the places that I get to go, and the things that I get to see, and the people I get to meet. It's wonderful. As a matter of fact, I was just Googling, and you can Google it as well, things to do in Lake Tahoe. And there's a top spot here. I think it's called Emerald Bay. It's one of the most photographed spots in the world. I think it's called Emerald Bay. And there's a mansion there that's open for tours called Vikings Home, VIKINGSHOLM. Just Google Vikings Home Mansion, Viking Homes Mansion. And I had never heard about it until today, and it looks gorgeous. It reminds me of like the Hearst Castle or something like that. It is just a spectacular mansion that you can take a tour. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to take you on a tour of the Vikings Home Mansion. before I leave Lake Tahoe. So anyway, I get it. This lifestyle is not for everybody, but and everybody else's lifestyle isn't necessarily for me. But I can assure you that as I sit here doing this video, that there's somebody watching or somebody that will watch that would give their left arm to be traveling and have the freedom, that life has afforded me. There's not a doubt in my mind, because I've heard people time and time and time again say, "Boy, do I envy you. Boy, do I envy you." I've heard that saying more times than not. And when somebody tells me they envy me, I say, "Nah, nah, don't envy me." I said, the grass may seem greener on the other side of the fence, but more times than not, it's artificial turf. So don't envy my don't envy my lifestyle at all. But anyway, I'm just I'm adjusting to Lake Tahoe, and I'm getting the idea that this is really a special place. Uh, I just need to get settled in and learn the ins and outs. But I see there's a beautiful bike trail. There's a beautiful bike trail that goes along the lake. I see people riding bikes, all along the lakefront. There's all types of places where you can rent boats, canoes, paddle boards, and what have you. Lake Tahoe, if I'm not mistaken, is the clearest lake on the face of this planet. I could be mistaken. Now, you always see these bumper stickers that say, "Keep Tahoe blue," "Keep Tahoe blue." You can go out on a boat quite a distance and look down and see the bottom of the lake. I mean, it's that clear. Uh, so anyway, but I'm here until checkout is what, Thursday morning out of the campground. The campground checkout would be Thursday morning, and somebody's leaving me a message here, but I can't read it. Checkout is Thursday morning out of the campground, and I'm still on the fence as to where I'm going to go and what I'm going to do and what have you. I may end up staying here a little bit longer. I've got so much work to do. You wouldn't believe the workload that I've got right now. It keeps me up at night, tossing and turning. But anyway, I may stay here. I may hightail it. I thought about going to Salt Lake City and leaving my camper with a client, leaving my rig with a client, and flying home for a couple weeks. All types of things go through my mind. But anyway, we will see. There's another comment yesterday. I think it was Phil made a comment about the women in my life have all been foreigners. And I'd have to think long and hard going back to the last time that I had a girlfriend that was from the United States, that was American, that had the Made in America label. I don't know when the last time was that I had a girlfriend that had the Made in America label. Um, maybe it was Julie, back with the Swiss Italian farmer's daughter, back when I was 29 years old. Hmm. She's a friend of mine on Facebook. I don't communicate with her that much, but that would be the last Made in America girlfriend that I've had. And you know what? It's not been by choice that I've dated foreign women. It's just been when you travel a lot, inevitably. I don't even know how to spell inevitably. I know how to pronounce it, but I don't know how to spell it. Inevitably, something like that. Anyway, I just use those 50-cent words to make me seem smarter than I am. but uh, but uh, but when you travel as much as I do, inevitably you're going to meet people, foreign people, foreign women, and I look back and the gals that I had dated were what, Hungarian and Azerbaijan. Uh, Amanda was from Scotland, but that wasn't really a relationship. Suzika was from Hungary, and and Lorena from Chile, and Yane from Venezuela, Mercedes from Cuba. Uh, so I don't know. Maybe maybe my next girlfriend will be Korean or something like that. Asian, Vietnamese. No. Anyway, I'm just, it just, I'm hoping, I'm hoping at some point in time that some woman will come into my life and just sweep me off my feet. I just, I hope. And it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things where you can go looking for love, but love has a way of ultimately finding you. You don't need to go looking for it. More times than not, love has a way of finding you. And that has been my experience over the years. So I will just focus my energies and efforts on other things in the anticipation and the hope that that love will find me. But we will see. So that's about it. That's about it. Um, to the gentleman that asked about changing the oil on my car, I had I don't know how many miles are on my car. I picked up this truck in Omaha back in, what was it, May or something like that, and I'm probably pushing 10,000 miles right now. And I had forgotten to change the oil right up until about 7,000 miles. And I changed the oil in Arizona, Flagstaff. I had the oil changed in Flagstaff, and I'm probably about due for changing the oil. I see some comments coming up on my screen here, but I don't have my glasses on. Probably should. Hi Tom, have a nice day. Enjoying all your videos. That's Rob, and that's Jan. Hi Tom, thank you Jan. So anyway, with all that being said, I need to get on with my day, and it's going to be a busy day. The stress. You wouldn't think, you might not think it by the calm, the calm the calm sound of my voice that I deal with a lot of stress, but I do. I've got a lot of responsibility, got a ton of responsibility toward my business and my clients, and and that's something that I take very, very, very seriously. So anyway, have a great day, everyone. All right, take good care.